What up guys, hope you guys are well. So in this video I want to talk about why I recommend you start taking payments in crypto for the services you have to offer. But first, greetings from my village over here in Africa. What a beautiful day we got going on here. I think we're getting into winter, so the weather is changing slowly. I hope you guys are good where you are, and I hope you're thriving in this new season. Yes, we're in a new season, and this is the winning season for those that have been putting in the work in their businesses. I highly recommend you start considering accepting payments in crypto for this one main reason. The dollar is crashing really fast. Honestly, I didn't think the dollar was going to collapse this fast until I started to see a bunch of African countries abandoning the dollar. First, it started with the war, obviously, in the Middle East. What's happening in the Strait of Hormuz, where the Iranians have decided that they're gonna only accept payments for their oil in yuan and whatever, I think Russian rubles as well. So they're gonna start doing that. There's a car coming in front of me here, so let me move this way. So they're gonna start doing that, accepting payments for their oil in a different currency, which is not the US dollar. So that makes a big difference in how people perceive the US dollar, especially internationally. Just because you're in America, it does not mean you're not going to be impacted. If you're in the United States and you think you're not going to be impacted by what's happening globally, especially over here in Africa, you're gravely mistaken. Let me tell you, there's a reason why the cost of gas is going up and you're feeling it at the pump. There's a reason why the cost of food is going up and you're feeling it at the grocery store. That is because anytime the cost of energy goes up, everything gets affected. The price of everything has to inevitably go up. So what does this mean? It means eventually the people that you're depending on to pay you for your services, by the way, I highly recommend you only focus on servicing the wealthy, because the wealthy are the ones that have the money. Everybody else is going broke real fast. We're experiencing the K-shaped economy. That's what everybody's talking about right now. K-shaped economy is when the rich keep getting richer and the average person like me and you are getting screwed, which is pretty sad. If you focus on servicing the ultra wealthy, because they're getting richer and richer, you will always be in business. Your business will survive what is coming. The rich people, they're understanding the shift that is going on. Everything that I'm telling you, that the dollar is crashing and nobody is going to want to accept the dollar. So I'm predicting that these wealthy people are going to start taking the cash that they have. They're going to take the USD that they have and convert it into crypto so that they can withdraw it internationally, from their crypto wallet. Because you have to understand something. If somebody is wealthy, they travel a lot. They're well exposed to what's going on globally. Nobody's going to want to accept the dollar eventually, so they might as well move all their cash into crypto. And this is what's happening on a massive scale. And the other thing that I noticed here in Africa, I just read about this, is there are two countries here in Africa that are abandoning the dollar really fast. Actually, three of them. Number one is Tanzania is telling all their big time investors that they are going to be restricting the use of the US dollar for large transactions. This is big real estate deals, anything that is like a big transaction when it comes to investing. The Tanzanian government has just decided we're not going to accept you to use the US dollar. They prefer you to use the local currency, which is the shilling. Secondly, the Congo is putting in restrictions on how much US currency you can use. Because a lot of what was going on in the Congo, I would say a lot of people operating in the gray area in the Congo. This means that there was a lot of currency, US currency, that was moving in the black market. You will be surprised that a lot of these African economies, they have a black market that is the same size as the official market. And that black market is fueled by the US dollar. So for example, if the GDP for the Congo, which is obviously more than this, if it's $10 billion, the GDP is officially $10 billion, there'll be another $10 billion that is just moving in the unofficial black market. This is what happens. It's all corruption. Unfortunately, it is what it is. It's part of the game. So what does this mean? It means that if all of this currency is wiped off the map, they're going to have to send back those US dollars to the United States. And that spikes up inflation for you guys. Inflation is going to be crazy. You think inflation is bad right now? It's going to get worse. No question about it. Even if, let's say, the cost of oil does not go up to $200 a barrel, you're still going to have to pay more for oil. You might end up paying like $10 a gallon eventually because of what's happening over here in Africa. So I'm just talking about Africa, by the way. And then another country where this is happening at, let me walk this way. Another country where this is happening at is a country called Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe had hyperinflation for a long time, for many years. That's a country that I was born in. We had to abandon our local currency. Okay, this was years ago, back in 2009, I think it was. We abandoned our local currency. Then we started to use the US dollar for all transactions. And this is like a $20 billion economy, officially. But unofficially, there'll probably be another $10 billion, that's circulating, on the black market. So imagine about $30 billion has to be wiped off an entire economy so that we can transition. Literally, we just transitioned into our own currency. We now have our own currency finally after about almost 20 years. Well, I would say about 16 years, I would say. And this currency is backed by gold. And this is a major move that happened just this year. And all these things I'm talking about, just these three countries, they did it this year. Because these are governments that are reacting to what's currently happening in the Middle East, because they see the writing on the wall. They see that eventually everybody is gonna start to abandon the US dollar, which is not good. So why I'm recommending that you guys need to start accepting payments in crypto is so this ensures that you're not blindsided when the inevitable happens. Probably by 2027, which is next year, there's going to be a whole flood of billions and billions of US currency coming back to the United States, flooding the market, tripling the cost of everything, quadrupling the cost of everything. So the smart ones, especially the rich people, will be holding crypto. When you position yourself as a business that accepts payments in crypto, you're going to be in a better position than your competitors. Because your competitors are not paying attention to what's going on internationally. I'll tell you that. In fact, if anything, most of your competitors are not well traveled like that. So they're not going to know all this game that I'm giving you. But I'm telling you this so that you can prepare yourselves for the inevitable. Because the last thing you want to do is to be reactive. You want to be proactive so that you can keep winning in the game of business. So I hope you guys got some value from this video. If you're ready to win, or if you're already in business, if you're ready to continue to win into the future, schedule a call. You're going to need my help. You're going to need some coaching. You're going to need to join a private membership group of other winners that are winning in the game of business. Because at the end of the day, right, business is very lonely and success is very lonely. And you need somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. We're going to share ideas. We're going to share ideas of what's working and what's not based on the information that we're consuming, based on the experiences that we have. So I've created a private membership group on this channel specifically for other winners. So I'll put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time and I'll give you one-on-one coaching as well. Talk to you soon.